Hello again to this part 2. So it seems actually that the overall YouTube platform is totally overloaded with some content and some live streaming and is totally, stressed. I mean, everybody's sitting at home, right? Everybody is doing something at their computer in the internet on YouTube while quarantining and social distancing at home. So I hope now it's better. I'm giving just a little bit of time in the beginning to get some people on board, but I hope this will be now much better. So it seems that it didn't was my internet, it was really the platform of YouTube. So it's crazy, you know, if so many billions of people usually that use YouTube are now considering to not being able to follow their most favorite live stream. This is a problem, guys. So, and of course, as every single day and every live stream, let me know in the comments where are you watching from, because this is super interesting for everyone. And also today it's very important to post your questions, and I think now it's much better to I think the connection is much better now. So thank you very much for tuning in. And we stopped at a very important company, and this is Beyond Meat. As you might know, I invested in this company a long time ago. We started also the series Beyond Meat, and because of the current situation out there, we stopped Beyond Meat Mondays, which I did every Monday. But I think because of the current situation, very favorable, for Beyond Meat. I think I will make an episode on Monday for Beyond Meat Monday, sorry. So I think this will be quite interesting, so stay tuned. Make sure to subscribe and ring the bell, and also stamp up this video. But let's have a look into the stock of Beyond Meat, because this stock went absolutely crazy this week. If we're having a look here on Beyond Meat, so let's have a look. So just this week, we went up about 58%, guys. We were balancing somewhere at those levels here. Sorry, this is the performance of 1 month. The 1 week only is a performance of still 41%, which is insane, guys. This company is a really diamond, I believe, because more and more people and more things are getting crushed by this current health situation. And obviously you can also imagine that also farms with animals are getting closed, are not producing meat, and those artificial meat producers like Beyond Meat are getting really big opportunities right now. Also here it's saying one Yahoo Finance News, Impossible Foods CFO sees the opportunity, obviously, and also I think Beyond Meat did a great deal with Starbucks just recently. But all about this we will definitely talk about on Monday, Beyond Meat Mondays, on my favorite channel, Wolf of Dubai. Check it out. However, let's have a look also the more traditional stocks, like for example Apple. Apple, is currently a little bit back and forth, up and down, but also here the week was almost plus minus zero, a little bit of a percentage point gain here. Overall, I think it's always a great idea to buy this company, but they also starting to reduce the capacities for production in China because over the demand shock that they are having. So I'm really seeing that this is the first signs that you are seeing actually also at this big companies, or these companies that are very strong in this, right? So let me just have a look into the comments. It seems the stream is now stable, so thank you very much what is going on, that you let me know what is going on with the stream. Let me have a look. So we have people here from London, Portugal, and Greece. So welcome. Another big winner this week was also Fleer System. I recommended this stock a couple of I think it was last week, not this week, but last week, because Fleer System is one of the big providers of thermo scanners, and it was announced that Amazon is installing those systems into all of their warehouses. So you can imagine that those are this kind of big go-through gadgets, right? And then it's just say fever, non-fever, fever, non-fever. So you actually know as a supervisor, and it's quite fast and it's super high tech. So apparently because of that, this stock jumped heavily. If you're having a look here on this chart, just this month, especially here mid of April, we had a nice jump here of 28% in just like 1 or 2 days. This is the beauty about this, when you find this kind of companies, and then a big news like Amazon just announced that they are going to use this system, and especially like companies like Amazon, then many others are following. Usually if Amazon is doing something for their overall health situation, or for the employees, or something bigger than that in the warehouse space, usually the industries are following. They say, okay, if Amazon is using it, this must be good. We are all buying it for our warehouses as well. Imagine UPS, FedEx, all those big giant commercial centers, maybe malls will do the same. So this is a quite interesting deal. So this is obviously very positive for Fleer, a stock that I have mentioned before all of this started. Let's have a look what is also very interesting. Let's have a look. I think what was also interesting this week, obviously very good numbers by Snap. Snap absolutely was killing it after the numbers, as you can see here, up to 35% what they gained after the quarter numbers. Absolutely insane, great numbers, great management. I recommended the book to read, How to Decline $1 billion or something like that. It's about this Snapchat story. Very interesting, guys, if you want to know. I think Facebook and Google will be very interesting the next days, because they just announced, especially Google just announced 2 things: cost cutting, as well as half marketing budget. So they are, as one of the strongest companies in the world, cutting 50% of their marketing budget. If you're thinking about it, how bad must it be that one of the biggest companies with the great balance sheet is cutting so much costs, right? So I think like Google will be super crashed, and I will tell you in a second why Amazon is not that affected by that. I still believe that also Facebook will be affected by the same, because in the end, they are getting a lot of revenue by people who are advertising on their platforms. And if you see the first trend going bad for companies like Google, then you will see also the same effect at Facebook. So whoever will report first, it's maybe a chance to trade on the second company. I think this is quite interesting to watch. And I'm telling you why Amazon will be not that affected in the ad business. Obviously, they will have also cuts, no question about that. But I think if you're thinking about which nature both ads are based on, so Google is showing you ads by companies they want to get you on their online shop, on their website, the restaurant, so which kind of business, physical or online, people are booking those Google AdWords. And also other kind of advertising, obviously. But on the other side, Amazon have also its ads business. But think about what is booming right now. Amazon, right? Huge demand for e-commerce. And I believe if e-commerce is still booming, then also the advertising for the same e-commerce is booming as well. Not booming, but let's say at least, not that bad like in Google or Facebook or other companies, right? So just to think about, to give us brains a little bit, to think power, I think this is maybe a possibility to think here. Moreover, there are some big earnings this week. I think Tesla was on the 29th. Amazon is on the 30th. So big towards the end of the week. Big earnings. I think this will be super interesting. I will covering live here, obviously, because it's one of the biggest earnings on the stock market, and also one of the most interesting, and which are also invested in. And I love this to see, live those numbers. I think it was great to see with you guys how it was when we looked into the Netflix numbers, and it was totally different to go into this live than going afterwards into the vlog. But let's have a look, last quick look here on the map for the overall situation. So, obviously oil was pretty much main topic since Monday. And Netflix had its earnings but couldn't really benefit from it. It was more or less mixed. Lost the one day about 2-3-4%, and then gained those the next day. But all in all, the week was a little bit lower in the end of the day. But Netflix, I think with Netflix, think about, guys, I think the one of the most strongest points for Netflix was that they said they have content until beginning of 2021. Now imagine that many streaming services will run out of content, while Netflix, will chill at the beach and will give us full content until beginning of 2021. I think this is a huge thing. I think this is something that companies will focus on the future, to have more and more content. And Netflix, I think Netflix is one of those pioneering companies. They are like the Tesla of streaming, because they saw, content is so important. People love to have content. People want to have original series. The people want to have as much as content as possible, And from time to time, those series are getting really famous, like, Money Heist, Stranger Things, Ozark. Those are the driver for Netflix, that people jump into the platform and say, wow, I heard about this Tiger King, and I need to get on Netflix and watch this so I can talk with my neighbor, still doing the social distancing, obviously. But you see how important this really is, to have this big content. So content is really king here in the streaming wars. And though I love Reed Hastings, he's the CEO of and founder of Netflix, and he says he's never like bad to the competition or say we have the much better superior product. He say like, I'm a huge fan of Disney Plus, but in the end of the day, he is winning with his content bet, which pays off in those timings. So I think this is very strong about the part of Netflix right now. And if we are looking back to the stocks, I think there is not a big other thing to talk about, rather than going just quickly into the oil. The oil is currently on $17.18. I think there was a pretty big deal that I think it was posted just before yesterday, that more and more oil tankers are in front of the platform of or the beaches of California, just waiting there, because there's no much space to store the oil. So very interesting. I think this is crazy stories and times that we are in, right? So let me have a look into the comment section. So we have our member Kyushu Tube from Seattle. We have Greece. We have Portugal. We have London. And oh yeah, Cracker Crumb said right. Beyond Meat obviously gets a really big advantage and big plus in the revenue and their company due to the shortage of beef. Obviously, yes. Hugo is asking, how would you recommend to invest into the market in the current situation? Should I wait or start investing now, knowing that we could have a second crash? Also, how will you approach the tech week? So to your first question, I think, if you are long term, then it doesn't really happen. That doesn't really matter which time you are getting in, because long term we are all going up. So hoping that we have a second crash is, of course, something that I partially also waiting for. But people waited since 2009 and said, there comes a bigger crash in a couple of years, and then we had the biggest bull run ever. So I'm not sure if you should wait. I'm also waiting for some opportunities, like for example, I'm waiting for Tesla to come more down, but I still, seeing other opportunities that I invested, like Amazon. I think Amazon is currently levels, it's not, it's a fair, interesting price for the stock, considering that more and more people will go to order online. And I think that the company is absolutely crisis resistant, at this point, as we could see. So I think, you have different opportunities and different timings, So I think that it's up to you. But if the horizon is long term, which I always recommend, then you can invest anytime and, just invest every month. And then you are sure when it's going way up that you started to buy on the lower levels. And if it's going down, that you started to spread your capital over the next couple of weeks to get a cheaper and cheaper price for your most favorite stocks, right? Let's have a look. So Kieran, hello, I'm from Southampton, UK. Have you watching Neo stock for a while? Do you think Neo stock? I don't follow Neo stock that much, so I cannot tell you that much on that. Nicolas from Texas, from the oil state. So he's having any thoughts on oil tanker stock? Yeah, I was looking into one or two, but I still believe that, there's the opportunity, because the tanker price went up from $25,000 per day rent to $100,000 per day. Okay, but how long does it stay that way? How it really affect the company? I have no idea. I'm not so much into the oil business. I'm shorting a little bit of oil because I'm just thinking that we see still the lower demand will pressure over the next weeks the price, and we see lower level surely below 17. But this is just a guess. I could be totally wrong. We shall see in the next couple of weeks. Jake P. Many predict Tesla stock will beat Q1 estimates and see new highs. Totally can happening. I think the first quarter doesn't show us the effect of the whole thing. But think about in the Q2, we saw now 1 month of no business for Tesla, right? For many businesses. So they lost 1 month whole the business, and then you can also imagine that not everybody will jump and to buy cars, not everybody will jump and consume. So I think this will be still a long-term game. We will see the effects over the next couple of weeks and months, which I believe that it's not reflected now into the current prices, but I could be wrong as well, right? Yeah, Mario just said it. Don't forget the thumbs up. Very important for the YouTube algorithm. What are your thoughts on Rivian and Ford stock? I think Rivian is quite interesting because they focused on a niche, and you remember when Tesla started, they focused also on a niche to build the bigger vision, which was sport cars, then going to nice limousines, then going to an SUV, and then going to a mass model, right? I think that the fact that they are backed by Jeff Bezos, I think this showing you a lot that I think Amazon will not make sure that the company does well in the future. So if Rivian comes on the market, maybe I will consider to, go into Rivian, because look at the market, right? You see different brands on the market, and this will not change. If electric vehicles will be the cars on the street, it will be having Tesla, hopefully like 80-90%, but you will also have Mercedes, you will have Rivian, you will have maybe what is there out there, Lucid, right? So there's a couple of brands that are out there. So I think, it will be quite interesting overall who will have the nicest electronic cars, or electric cars and electronic cars, right? Digital cars. So let's have a look. So Jack is asking to look at his comment, but I don't see your comment, Jack. So maybe you just reposted. Oh, and Jake P is asking if I would consider to buy Tesla call options. I would do, absolutely. I sometimes, when I'm very convinced about an investment, obviously I buy like 99% the money that I want to invest in something into stocks, but sometimes, just to spice it a little bit up, I also buy some calls just to go further and secure a little bit more profit. As you know, calls or options can be very profitable when going the right direction. Obviously, if it's going to not the right direction, that you are, then you are screwed, right? What is your opinion of Nvidia stock? I think it will be a monster growth stock in the future. Yeah, I think I was many years back a very big fan of Nvidia. What they did with GeForce, graphic cards, and what they did with chips was really next level. Really next level. But I think now you see the trend that companies want to make more by themselves. So, you have, I think AMD is doing also very good graphics. I think that, you see that Tesla is doing their own hardware for the self-driving chips. So, I think Nvidia will still have the growth, and the overall situation will be great. They had a huge push into the gaming sector because many people were buying their graphic cards because of their mining, of the crypto mining, right? But this fall a little bit back. So I really, I like the company though, but it's not a stock for me yet that it shows me that they will have constantly huge growth in the next years, and therefore I think that the stock's a little bit too high for me, in my personal opinion, right? Great. So I'm sorry that we had to stream twice, but I think it was a quite enjoyment here on a Saturday night, and I hope that you subscribe if you're new here, ring the bell, hit that like button, and I thank you very much, and best regards from Dubai.